Ab.Lateef of the moment, Ab.Hakeem, Mutiu Adejuma Ajeshaku presenting my unreserved gratitude to our client, followers, readership, fans, friends and well-wishers for your unflinching support towards the advancement of Ab.Lateef. For watching our videos, sharing our videos, and for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Today, with me in the studio, is a man of influence and affluence, an embodiment of perseverance, a man with an exemplary life, and is going to do the introductory session of himself by his very self. Nice having you on board, sir.
It's a pleasure. Nice meeting you, sir.
May I meet you, and may everybody all over the globe meet you?
Yes, why not? My name's Ab.Lateef Hakeem, the MD and the CEO of HAKLAT Global Resources Limited. Lateef Hakeem was born in the late 70s to the family of Alhaji Ab.Lateef Aziz in Kaduna, Kakuri to be precise. I started my education career in St. Anne's Nursery and Primary School. Graduated in the late 80s. Moved to my secondary school and Saladin College, Offa, in the 90s. Later, in furtherance of education, I moved to Kogi State Polytechnic. From Kogi State Polytechnic, back to Kaduna for a greener pasture. We started the race of life in the early 2000s to become whom we want to be. I did my first working experience in KRPC, NNPC, Kaduna. After a year or two, after 2 years, I left KRPC to leave, searching for a greener pasture again. I left the country. I was deported. I tried the second time. I was deported. I moved back to Kaduna. I got to depression. I have a friend of mine called Mr. Uzochukwu Ogumba, a very bosom friend. He assisted me the day I told him I wanted to commit suicide because things were not going the way it ought to be. He just laughed at me and said, "Guy, there are lots after this." He took me out the first day to a garden called Jacaranda along Kachia Road. He bought me drinks. I don't drink alcohol, I don't do alcohol, I've never tested alcohol anyway. He bought me drinks and pepper soup. After like five minutes interval, he was telling me, "Boy, can't you see that life is sweet?" I told him life is sweet. He said, "I know you can make it. Suicide is never the option." I agreed to him and he prayed with me because he's a dedicated Christian too. As we speak now, he's a pastor, a divisional pastor with Dream Christian Church.
Oh.
And we are still very good friends till date. After Max, he was making phone call then. Phone call was 15 naira per minute. I started sitting with him. It was from that 15 naira, 100 naira, 30 naira, we used in eating. He was feeding me without any iota of doubt in his mind.
Oh.
He never knew this how the future would turn to be. At the point when things became, I started going to Lagos to buy phone. We moved from phone call to phone selling.
Ab.Lateef of the moment, for those who are just joining us, my today's visitor is in person of engineer Ab.Lateef Hakeem, popularly known as HAKLAT. And we are extracting who is his personality.
Thank you. So we started selling phone. I would join attachment from here to Lagos to go and buy 2, 3, maximum of 10 phones. We kept that for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I moved from that part, I started selling goods.
Gold.
Life goods.
Life goods.
I moved from here to Katsina, Gibia, Adamawa, and so, trying to search for greener pasture.
Oh.
I did that for some years. After like, I can't be precise at the moment. I had a call from from Ibadan, that an MD of Basmark International Limited needed a representative in Kaduna.
Oh, nice.
From my elder sister, which is our third born. That can I do the job? I told him, why not? I just sit doing virtually nothing. And I was employed. I was offered 5,000 naira then as a stipend. When I came back, I told my friend they want to pay me 5,000 naira, which is the same as Ochuku Ogumba.
A good friend.
A good friend.
Now a pastor.
Now a pastor. He told me, what is 5,000 naira? No. I said, no. 5,000 naira added to what I'm doing is a plus. It's never a minus. Can we just please manage that? I started the job and my salary was 5,000 naira. I ended up 5,000. For 6 months I was not being paid. Even with that 5,000 naira. After like 6 months, I sent my boss, because he's not in Kaduna, we've never met. All our discussion was on phone. And I told him, you've not paid me for 6 months. Why? And he said, I wanted to test your ability. Maybe you are that patient. That is why I didn't pay you.
Is to really test your patience.
So that same day I called him, he sent the whole of the salary to me.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, which was 30,000 then. That 30,000 was a breakthrough for me. Kept that 30,000. I was still doing my job. Nobody knew I have a boss. Because I don't want to sound proud. I keep my integrity intact. I keep my prudency intact at all times. I tell my children, any other thing you can do, please, try not to soil that name Lateef Hakeem. Because the name will go far. If you have integrity intact, a lot of opportunity will come. And you don't know how it's going to come. And I don't play with anybody I meet. Because I know life itself is about networking. I continued earning that 5,000 for more than 3 years. I was earning 5,000. The first day I'm going to see my boss was after 3 years.
After 3 consecutive years.
We were always talking on phone. And he came unnoticed. Just called me on phone that I'm at the gate of the company. You should just come. I want to see you now. He has his own way of assessment. I got to the gate. When he saw me, he said, move back, I want to talk to you again. He called me on phone. Are you the person I've been talking to? I said, yes. Because our age bracket is just almost the same thing.
Oh.
He said, wow. And you have this much respect? I said, that's how God created me. That very day, that was when Kamfeli was raining. He asked me, where can he lodge? I said, well, let's move to Kamfeli. I don't know how big he was. He never knew how big I was too. So when I saw him, I just collected the car. He said, can you drive? I said, I can drive, why not? So I was taking him around. The following day, he said he's traveling to Kano. I took him to Kano. We came back, and the person he was with that day told me, why are you this lucky? Your boss has never allowed anybody to drive you. Why you? I said, I don't know. We became very good friends with my boss. That day, the money he spent made me to know how big he was. okay, no problem. That same day he was leaving Kaduna, he increased my salary from 5,000 to 8,000.
Oh.
After about 1 year again, I started giving myself, there was no work scope. I designed the work scope myself. There was no targets. I designed the target myself.
Set the target yourself.
So at every year I will tell him, Oga, I want to meet this. If I meet this, what's going to be my compensation?
Oh.
He will laugh over it. And all the targets I've set for myself, I've surpassed them. I think I made almost 150% of all those targets. So I kept that going. I was about getting married. I married in 2000 and I still feel like this. Before then, I don't want to forget this quickly.
Okay.
The first car, I wanted to buy a car. I bought my first car then was 86 Honda.
Okay.
That was in 2004, 5. When I bought that Honda, I didn't tell him. I knew I needed another car. So I called him that, okay, I needed the car to be using to be running around. He said, that's nice, that's nice. So what car do you intend to buy? I told him I intend to buy NSC as at that time.
One of the rain
cars there. He said, that's okay. How much is the cost of the car? As at that time, the cost of NSC was about 1 million to 1 million 3, 4. He told me, go for Honda HAKLAT.
That was above.
Below NSC. That Honda HAKLAT was about 900 or 800. Then I told him no. If that's what you want, I'll do that. Eventually I sent money to somebody in Offa to get the car in Cotonou. They bought that car for 850,000, which was supposed to be a Belgium car, but the condition was not good at all whatsoever. I took the car from Offa. God grants the chief imam of more shifa. Bismillahi inna anzalnahu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. Wa ma adraka ma laylatul qadr. Laylatul qadr khayrun min alf shahr. Tanazzalu al-malaikatu fiha bi izni rabbihim min kulli amrin salamun hiya.
For those who are just joining us, you are on Tubushino TV, and we are extraying one of the good personality around, in person of Al-Hajj Engineer Ab.Lateef, Ab.Hakeem, popularly known as HAKLAT. Here we're going to be wrapping up for today. Meet us next week for another beautiful edition in continuation to the X-ray of the same personality. For further inquiry, advert placement, and advice, reach us on 080-65-980-566. May we live to meet next week. HHS. Bye.